Oke guys, welcome back with me again. Oke, kita lanjutkan cerita. eh, kita lanjutkan game Genshin Impact-nya. Ya, bukan kemarin ya, tadi ya. Jadi kan kita udah di video sebelumnya kita udah lakukan quest Archon ya. Tapi di sini nggak bisa lanjut, soalnya ada karakter yang sedang menjalankan misi di quest lain. Itu kira-kira mungkin kayaknya Zhongli kayaknya yang relate sama misi yang satu ini, tapi gara-gara di misi yang buih ombak ini Zhongli ya, bener kan, buih ombak kan, Chapter History Antiqua bagian 2 ya, yang itu oh Antiqua yang ini, astaga salah ya. Nah yang ini History Antiqua sih benar, History Antiqua Arcos Delos. Oh ya yang ini. Jadi kita harus mainkan dulu misi yang ini, yang ada Zhongli-nya. Lalu setelah itu kita bisa lanjut quest Archon. Nanti kita baru bisa buka map Inazuma. Oke, seperti itu kayaknya.
What was that?
Oh shit.
Oh, it's gone.
Oke,
Can I go take a look?
volumenya gede banget. Oke, nggak apa-apa. Kita langsung TP. Nggak jadi saya skip, kayaknya ceritanya relate ya, jadi biar dapat feel-nya gitu, berhubungan sekali. Cuma you let me go ya, you let me know. Bentar. Lanjut, sekarang kita ke build. Air AstraZeneca. Air Astra Abyssos. Welcome to the new adventure grid.
Hi, Catherine. It's us. Any new commissions?
As a matter of fact, there's one that looks perfect for you two. Uncle Dai is one of the foremen at Huishan Hall over in Liyue Harbor. He's hoping the Adventurers Guild can spare some manpower.
What is it we have to do exactly?
I believe you'll be looking for workers.
Ooh, looking for people? Awesome. We're good at that.
I have no reason to doubt your abilities. I'm sure the details can be worked out face to face. If you're willing to accept this commission, head over to the dock and talk to Uncle Dai.
Kita ke dermaga ya. Oh iya, sebelumnya kita ganti dulu karakternya. Di sini karakternya banyak yang mau level up, jadi pakai yang level up aja kayak. Seperti ini. Hilangkan sih, bentar. 79 sama mana lagi, 79 jadi 79.
In the name of the Prinzessin!
Terus udah ya kayaknya ini doang. Yep, udah. Biar level up, setelah level up kita ganti.
Hey, are you Uncle Dai?
I am indeed. Now then.
Huh? How could you tell?
By the clothes on your back and the look on your face.
Right again. You're
In this trade, you need a sharp eye for people,
Yeah.
not just rocks. Uncle Di can see what you're made of from a long way up. All right, my assistant should be arriving soon, so...
woo woo. That's why we're here. Now there's someone else taking a cut?
Well, to tell you the truth, this is a very difficult matter. Too much for adventurers alone to handle life here.
So there is someone else. Do you think we're not up to the job?
Paimon, jangan begitu, Paimon. Cium persaingan lupa lagi.
It just occurred to me that you don't have all the facts. The incident in question happened in a mine, and it's a little out of the ordinary, to say the least. Mines are dangerous places, as I'm sure you're aware. Last time I checked, adventurers weren't experts in ore appraisal or geological analysis. Besides, this guy's the best in his field. No matter the rock, he'll tell you it's... I'd go as far to say that there's not a soul on Tevat that knows rocks better than him. I'd be a fool to not enlist an expert of his caliber.
You're a fool if you think you found Tevat's #1 rock.
Oh? And why am I...
Because Tevat's #1 rock expert happens to be a friend of ours. Ha! Didn't expect that, did you? Wait here. We'll go.
Oke.
Paimon bets Zhongli is listening to the storytelling. Let's head over.
Zhongli mana Zhongli? Dekat kan? Ya. Suka panjat-panjat. Iya. Ayo lagi. Bang Jonglingnya mana Bang Jongling? Malah duduk di sini.
In our last tale, Rex Lapis.
Zhongli, there you are.
Oh, here for a few tales? I didn't know you two were connoisseurs.
Anjir.
Oh,
Dengerin ceritanya
no.
sendiri
We're
dah.
here for you. Do you have time?
Ah, something I'm rarely short of.
We need someone who understands geology and ore.
Someone who understands geology.
Take a look around. Is there anyone in Tevat more qualified? The requester claims to have enlisted Tevat's #1 rock expert, but Paimon doesn't believe a word of it. Nobody understands rocks better than you.
You appear to have taken his claim quite personally on my behalf.
Oh, no. It's just... Uncle Di doesn't know what he's talking about. Paimon just wants to enlighten him.
I see. Well, then it will be my pleasure to accompany you.
Oke.
Really?
But I should inform you that despite my expertise, I cannot necessarily claim to be a leading authority. We are at all times adrift in a sea of learning. New knowledge should be welcomed with open arms. Still, I imagine I will be of help to you in this endeavor. If we do encounter an expert, I look forward to broadening my own understandings.
Stop being so modest, Zhongli. Well, we got him. Let's head back to Uncle Di.
Fire hazard right here.
What should I try?
Uncle Di, we're back.
Ah, and,
Yep. Paimon doesn't know who your rock expert is, but
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
so you say. Wait till my guy gets here. It's no use me singing his praises. You'll have to see for yourself.
Is this the place?
Aha! Speak of the devil. Allow me to introduce my assistant, Kunjun.
Kunjun.
Young Kun, these are 2 adventurers assigned to us. And as for this gentleman...
namanya Zhongli ko sila Wangshan Funeral Parlor.
Wangshan Funeral Parlor's consultant. Mr. Zhongli. I've heard about you. They say you're a man of great knowledge and many talents. I had no...
I'm sure I recognize you. Have we met at the parlor? Wait, I've never been to the parlor.
Uncle Dai, aren't you gonna test them?
Huh? I wouldn't know where to start.
Then they can figure out a way to test each other. If Zhongli wins, he's the assistant. If Zhongli loses... never mind, Zhongli won't lose.
A contest? Why, it would be my pleasure.
I admire your enthusiasm, good sir.
I must say, you certainly have the look of an industry expert about you. It'll be interesting.
Stop talking the talk and start.
I'm just saying it like I see it. Which is, incidentally, the only skill I have worth...
So you're an appraiser, Mr. Kunjun.
Well, no. Actually, I've already forgotten what I'm in Liyue Harbor for. I was standing by the side of the road one day when he saw me holding a rock and asked me a few questions. He seemed incredibly excited, even followed...
Huh? How could you forget something like...
I saw him on my way over to Liyue Harbor, poring over rocks and muttering to himself. He looked to be very familiar. I asked him a few questions out of curiosity. To my surprise, he knew more than me, an old mining foreman. In any case, he didn't have any press...
So, do you have a poor memory?
Not exactly. Anyway, if it's rocks you need help with, I can most certainly lend... Mr. Zhongli, what do you make of this rock?
A glossy exterior, with a fissure that could only have been left in the wake of a volcanic eruption. If I'm not mistaken, this is a rough gem from another nation.
Ah, a keen eye.
It's no ordinary rough gem. Fragile surface layer, black veining. My intuition tells me that there's high-quality crystal ore inside.
Remarkable! This rock does indeed hail from the vicinity of a volcano. I came across it in a market and snapped it straight up. The seller thought it was some leftover industrial remnant. They had no inkling of the treasure that lay within. Purity and geological rarity alone aren't enough to make a treasure. Some of the most precious crystals contain deposits of water or sand. In the moment of its formation, the crystal hidden within this stone shell captured a pocket of water. For water to be hidden in its depths, like a moon concealed within a mountain, reflecting shafts of daylight that make it through. Now that's a rare treasure.
Such a detailed description. Almost like he saw it with his own 2 eyes. Say, you're not trying to hoodwink us, are you? After all, we haven't even seen what's inside yet.
Everything he said is true. Most crystals are born in high-temperature environments. Heat and water aren't natural bedfellows, of course, which is why crystals with water deposits are so sought after. Moreover, this particular crystal contains mountain lake water. A rare find indeed.
Well, if Zhongli says so, it must be true.
I've yet to encounter anyone with a judgment as shrewd as yours, Mr. Zhongli. How did you know exactly what lay within?
I've seen many such stones in my time. I recognized it immediately. I hope you didn't mind me flaunting my experience, Mr. Kunjun.
Of course not. I feel I've met a kindred spirit here today. I hope you will accept my friendship. Uncle Dai, it would be a mistake for Mr. Zhongli not to join us. Trust me when I say that his level of expertise is unrivaled in the trade. You won't come across another of his caliber in your lifetime.
Very well. There is strength in numbers, after all. Everyone, follow me to the chasm.
Chasm,
There are men
guys.
counting on you to find them.
Udah buka. Tahu sih. Belum lihat aku. Chasm, oke. Nah, chasm, tapi kan belum. Tapi ada belum ngebuka. Ya, betul. Itu tetap nama daerahnya chasm. Oke. Upsi. Upsi.
Heal thyself. Tuh, huh. Huh. Huh, tuh, tuh.
Dapat up dong. Kamu belum?
Whoa, this mine is huge!
This is where the incident occurred. 6 days ago, a group of us left the site to attend to other matters. When we returned, the 4 men we'd left behind had vanished. I led a team around the entire mine, but found no trace. That's when I decided to...
So 4 miners have disappeared.
Yes, there were 10 of us. We lost Long, Bold Sen, Brave Sen, and Mao. I worked with all of them.
Workers in this trade are usually young men in the prime of their lives.
Unlikely. There's no other lodging for miles around, and we didn't pass any other mines on the way over.
Huh. Such a huge mine. Did you really manage to explore?
Underground, overground, we left no stone unturned. We tried everything short of digging further into the earth itself. How could...
We'll need to explore the site ourselves before extracting any conclusions.
Very well. I'll wait here. Please, proceed wherever you'd like. If you come across any clues, let me know straight away.
So strange. How could the 4 of them just suddenly disappear? Did they run away from something? Let's look around first and see if we can find any... Over here! What's this? A pile of shirts, some trousers.
Huh. A few everyday items. They must belong to Uncle Dai and his men.
1, 2, 3, 4. Huh. That seems right. 10 shirts, 10 pairs of trousers. These must be spares, right? Look, Uncle Dai's clothes are identical.
The 4 of them have been gone for 6 days without a change of clothes.
There's also a few handkerchiefs and some soap lying around. Oh, and some tool belts.
Items for washing one's face before the dawn shift.
So, they didn't take any supplies.
Correct. Improbable. There are 4 pickaxes missing. It seems likely they left with the tools of their trade. They had time to take their tools, but not their everyday items? Curious.
Huh. Why would someone set off with their tools, but leave their luggage behind?
1, they were working close by and didn't need to move their personal effects. But seeing as they've yet to return, this seems an unlikely hypothesis. Or 2, they were forced to leave and had no time to think about their supplies.
Oh.
It's certainly a possibility.
If they didn't leave, maybe they were made to leave. Let's make a...
Oke, visualnya udah level 10. Ya guys, tekan dulu, nanti contohnya aja.
What shall we do?
Oh,
Kunjun, what do you have there?
Oh, right on time.
Did you find anything?
There's a chunk of ore here. Perhaps there are clues within.
Or, what does it have to do with the disappearance?
Let's find out. I'll give it a try. A moment.
diapain tuh? Dia orek-orek doang.
Okay.
Hah? Kok iso? Bisa lihat dari batu gitu. Sakti.
Looks like he's concentrating really hard.
I see. 4 men.
Kok bisa?
A child? What's a child doing in a mine?
I'm not.
Also, how did you
Melihat.
see anything?
Oh, I don't mean see in the traditional sense. I would appreciate it if what I can perceive the memories of ore.
Huh?
Perceive? So there's no conjecture at work?
You mean you can put your hand on a rock and boom, it just happens?
Sakti.
I've always sensed that ore contains memories. Sometimes it records events that occur in the surrounding area. All I have to do is touch one and focus my attention, and the memories come to me.
Amazing! So you can find out everything that ever happened there.
It depends on the ore. Some ores have astounding memories. Others, like iron ore and white iron ore, aren't up to much. Their memories are hazy. Core lapis and crystal memories are much stronger. They record more events and in greater detail.
Stone seeing. Fascinating. A rare ability indeed.
Sang.
It was prudent of Uncle Dai to recruit you, Mr. Kunjun.
I'm glad I can be of assistance. Based on what I saw, I believe they followed this path.
This will take us north, away from the mine.
North. Another clue for Uncle Dai. Let's make a note of it.
Excuse me, sir. Are you one of the workers here?
Ah, yes. You must be here about the disappearance. I don't know what happened. The weather was gloomy. I stayed behind with the other 4. After a while, I ended up falling asleep in the shelter inside. When I woke up, there was no sight of them. Maybe I'm next.
So the men that were out working disappeared, with the only one... Perhaps an accident occurred on...
What a scare! An on-site accident.
Ada 2 yang menonton.
Time to report back to Uncle Dai.
Ada 2 yang menonton, guys. Bisa tuh di chat. Komentar-komentar kan. Ya lanjut dulu, guys. Ntar kita baca lah.
You're back. How are the investigations going?
We found 3 clues in the vicinity.
Ada 3 petunjuk.
First, there are 4 missing pickaxes, yet everyday items are still in their place.
Versi
This
ku.
suggests that your men
Sampai
didn't
artikel
leave of their
penonton
own
biar
accord,
tahu.
but were forced to.
Ceritanya
Forced to?
Iya.
But who
Itu
would
ada-
kidnap miners?
Ada
Oh,
subtitlenya di
indeed.
bawah, bisa dilihat. bisa
Second, there
dibaca
were
kan,
5
ya.
workers at the mine. One of them left the site to take respite. When he awoke, his colleagues had disappeared without a trace. Those who kept working all disappeared.
Gila viewer, selamat
The one who
datang.
left early emerged safe and sound. It would appear that the incident occurred on site.
Now that you mention it,
Aku udah pukul
I recall
banget.
Bravo saying that he took a break.
Ini istirahat.
Could someone have entered the site and simply walked away with
Di
them?
sini ada 4
This
orang
leads
yang
me to my
hilang,
third
guys.
point. Mr. Kunjun here made good use of his
Cengeng-cengeng.
expert techniques to arrive at a conclusion. It was a child that took your men away.
Di sini ada 4 orang hilang.
Child.
Harusnya ada 5
But
tapi
there are no
satunya itu
settlements here
ketiduran,
for
jadi dia
miles
selamat.
around. There's no way a child would have made it over to the mine.
Unlikely
sini-
as it sounds, that's our conclusion.
Kelihatannya
Your men were
4 orang
following a
itu
child.
ngikutin anak
Where did they
kecil.
go?
Jadi
We believe
mereka
that they
nggak tahu
followed
anak
the
kecil
road
siapa
north,
itu dari
away
mana.
from the mine and
Bocil
toward the
kematian.
ruins.
Tiba-tiba ngikutin terus hilang aja
Rally
gitu.
my men and head in
4 orang.
pursuit.
Kurang panter, terus pantri jam. Kurang panter.
You've been invaluable to the investigation, but leave the
Okay,
legwork to us.
Tes.
If we set off now and make haste, we might be able to catch him.
Not so fast. The incident occurred 6 days ago. Even if they set out on foot, they will have covered a lot of ground by now.
Oke.
You're right. New plan. I'll lead my search party over to the settlements further out and make some inquiries. There are only a few settlements around here with lodging for the night. We'll go investigate and see if we can come up with anything. In the meantime, you could keep looking for clues.
Cek bentar.
If we don't see each
Suara.
other, let's reconvene at Wangshu Inn tomorrow evening.
Agreed.
All right, me and my men will get going.
Oke. Level lah ini juga.
So, they're gonna talk to the people over at the settlements while we keep investigating here.
Guys,
Correct.
udah bawaan
But
terus.
there aren't any more clues at the mine. Shouldn't we go north?
Wait.
Oke, sepertinya ada
I
satu orang.
believe we're missing someone.
Dirimu kurang bengok-bengok mungkin. Cil.
Where's Kunjun?
Suaraku kan suara halus,
I bet he's
asik.
still investigating. Let's go find him.
Oke guys, kita lanjutkan lagi. Cari 4 orang hilang. Ah iya. Kepencet.
Kunjun, what are you
Oke, wes jelas suaranya mantap anjing.
clues? Let's get going.
Apalagi yang kamu cari? Nah, di sini ini orang ini ya sakti guys. Dia bisa lihat ingatan dalam batu. Kayak ada jika ada suatu kejadian di dekat batu itu dia bisa lihat hanya dengan menyentuh batu doang. Tidak pernah dengar Dragonfall, maksudnya yang
Dragonfall is often used in forging. What use do you have for it?
I don't know. I'm
Aku lupa
sorry.
kenapa aku mencari.
I don't recall.
Tapi
why I'm
sayangnya orang ini pelupa.
I've been feeling very
Betul
absent
sekali.
lately.
Selain nama
Name
dan
and
nama
address
sendiri
aside,
sih.
I'm having trouble remembering things. In fact, I've been feeling extremely anxious.
Saya pilih aku membuat
As if
sesuatu
there's something
benar-benar
I've
perasaan yang
forgotten to
tidak
finish.
enak.
It's an unpleasant sensation.
Lagi ini nih. Saya lihat ingatan batu tapi ingatannya sendiri sering lupa.
Forgotten something.
Jadi kan
Can't remember it.
kayaknya batunya menyerap ingatan orang ini kayaknya.
I
Aku
don't
bahkan
even
tidak
know
tahu
where to start
harus
with it.
bersamanya aku terus
I've
pindah tempat
been
tujuan.
aimlessly
Saat
wandering.
aku membeli barang di pasar, aku
That day at the
terus
market,
berjalan.
I overheard a
Mereka
conversation
melihat
while I was buying something. It sounded so familiar to me, as if whatever it was I had to do was linked to that stone.
Jadi aku
So,
untuk mencari.
I decided to look for some.
Oke,
Perhaps if I can retrieve some, I'll
Aku bisa
remember
menemukan
what it
yang
is I have to do.
I see.
ternyata begitu.
If I am able to during our endeavor.
Really? Oh, thank you, Mr. Shengli. You're too kind.
No problem.
Think nothing of it.
Jangan pikirkan.
Shouldn't we get going?
Yes, of
Heading north
course.
from the chasm
Mengarah ke
will
utara
reach
dari
Linju
chasm kita
Pass.
akan selalu menuju
If this
pas.
is indeed the path they chose,
Artinya
there
kita
will
bisa
be
menemukan
traces.
jejaknya. Oke,
Great. Let's have a look.
langsung saja. Yups. Ayo. Oke. There it is. Ya.
Wait, there are
Ada
tracks here.
banyak jejak di sini. Jejak apa?
These must have been left by the miners.
Jejak apa? Gak kelihatan apa-apa di sini.
Let us make our way to
Anda,
the end of Linju Pass.
kalau tidak ada
If there are
jejak
no
itu berarti
footprints
Pak
there,
masih berada di
it
tempat
would
ini.
suggest that the miners are
Tidak
still
apa,
within
kita
the
bisa
pass
melihat
itself.
mereka pergi, oh. Tapi saya nggak lihat jejak apa-apa di sana. Ya. Oh iya, lompat. Oh, nggak bisa. Tipe lah. Terus kita ngapain di sini? Oh, jejak. Oh, tuh jejak. Baru kelihatan kalau gitu.
Hey, footprint.
It would
Sehingga
appear
mereka
that
bisa
they made
melatih
their
unsur
way
pasti
through Mingji.
If we follow their footprints, we should be able to find where they went.
Ini kemana? Yap. Oke, lo nggak usah bangun dia. Nggak usah bangun bilangin.
Oh no, the footprints end here.
Terus
You should inquire with anyone nearby. If the miners came through here, they may well have seen them.
bangun guys. Tidur. Itu ada yang rame, ngamuk gitu.
Order guide you. Stabilize.
Everybody stand back!
Fourth, my blade. Spirit blade. Attack.
Absorption test. Stay clear. Animal hypostasis emulation.
Woi, iyo loro kabeh, iyo. Ampun.
Gather.
Go in! Yeah.
Submit for judgment.
Muter dia.
I
See.
will have order.
Jadi batu dulu.
Solidify.
Absorption test.
Gangsing.
Stay clear. Swirl, Mark 2.
One with my blade.
Udah kamu. Udah 80. Oke. Banyaknya 80. Banyak udah 80. Tinggal Chongyun. Oke. Ada lagi. Udah. Nggak usah dari deket. Nih kita tanya ke apa ini? Siapa ini? Kamu ini. Gini. Gitu dong. Kita tanya ke Yonggui.
A miner. I'm afraid.
Enggak, oke. Woi, bro, kita penambang.
Hello, have you seen any miners?
Stop bothering me.
Mau lihat?
Can't you see I'm cloud watching?
Ya, sorry.
Whatever.
Ya, whatever. Oke, sorry. Lanjutkan. Oke, kita next ke itu orang itu. Ini.
Hey there! Seen any miners?
Apa kamu melihat penambang
It must have been about 4 or
ini
5
sudah
days
4 atau
ago.
5 hari
There
lalu?
were a few men who came through here carrying baskets and picks.
Sangat kali.
I guess
Mungkin mereka
that could
adalah
have been
mereka
them.
4 sampai 5 hari yang lalu.
4 or 5 days ago.
Sepertinya mereka
It
bergerak lebih
appears
pelan
that
dari
they were
perkiraan
moving
kita.
slower than we'd
Tapi
anticipated.
mereka kesulitan melatih medan.
Traversing the geography of
Pass.
Lingzhu Pass.
It was so strange. 4
Kekar
big
dengan ekspresi
guys
yang
with
kosong.
lifeless
Mereka
expressions.
seperti
It was like they
sedang
were in
pasukan.
some sort of trance. And there was a child staggering in front of them.
This child. Did you see what they look like?
Wih, ngeri efeknya,
I
anjir.
caught
Efek
a
apa?
glimpse. Blue
Efek
hair,
skill.
Short. I think it was a girl. She wasn't
Anak
smiling. In
perempuan.
fact, she
Wacana
looked
itu
very
spesialis,
serious.
serius sekali.
And they took this road?
Yes, they followed it straight from here.
Oke,
Let's go after them.
lanjut. So, lari bos. Oh ya, bukan. Karena Bennett sudah selesai, ada Fatuwila. Bennettnya sudah selesai. Jadi ganti ini aja.
For justice.
Jadi level up dulu. Terus wah, belum udah cari masalah orang-orang. Bentar. Ya udah, pokoknya gitu.
Rain outlines your fate. Absorption perception test.
Force the blade. From whence you came.
Ring cutter.
This is order. Solidify. Don't waste time. Have a load of this. One with my blade. This quickly. Almost.
Nambah terus nyone. Lamo. Wes lah. Tak tinggal. Tak mati wae. Mari-mari lanjut. Sing ngetuti lah. Wis kono. Syuh.
What are footprints? There's a person over there.
Mana? Kelihatan.
Please save me!
Endi? Tak ketok aku.
Now, what are the people we're looking for?
Endi?
Rest you first. Ask questions later.
Astaga. Oh ini wanyu.
Solidify.
Stay clear. Animal hypostasis simulation. Huh? No, my sword.
Submit for judgment.
Let me lead you a verse.
Order guide you.
Oh ayo. Aku punya waktu. Aduh, rambang. Aleman, neng. Udahlah.
Rain outlines your fate.
Those monsters were so aggressive. They must have noticed me walking through. Before I knew it, they were... My name is Wanyu. I belong to Leo Shonyu Hall. I head up our human culture and civilization.
Huh? You sure you're not
A minor?
Minor?
Yeah, we're looking for a
Benar,
group
kita
of
sedang mencari
force
sekelompok orang
carrying
agar
mining
membalas
equipment.
tambang. Seperti
I think I saw those people. Yes. I
Dua
saw them
hari
from
yang
Nantianmen
lalu.
the day before yesterday, heading for Lingju Pass. About halfway there, I came across some people.
Bisa kamu jelaskan
Few
lebih
men,
spesifik?
And I was in a
Aku
hurry.
sedikit
I didn't get a good
jauh tidak
look.
melihat yang jelas.
I'm afraid I'm not even sure what they looked like.
I think that's all
Ya,
we
itu
needed
cukup.
to hear.
Terima kasih.
I hope it's useful to you. I'd better get going. There's a conference I need to attend.
Oke, masih belum ketemu guys. Lanjut.
According to the scholar, the miners were heading for
Can we be absolutely sure that it was the men that we're looking for?
a child with a group of adults. Sounds pretty close to Paimon. But
Hey, perhaps
Mungkin
that
Patusnya bisa
rock over
memberitahu
there
kita
can tell us
sesuatu.
more.
Cie.
Paimon nearly forgot about our secret
Kita punya
method.
senjata rahasia.
It looks promising.
Sepertinya
I'll
cukup
do my
ini
best.
akan ku coba sebisa aku. Cie, wong sakti guys. Bisa lihat ingatan batu. Ada 4 orang. Mana anak kecilnya?
It's the same group, all
Sepertinya
right.
mereka kelompok.
They followed this road.
Mr. Kunjun, your stone seat.
I suppose it is an asset, though I rarely find a use for it.
Saya bisa lihat
But praise for Mr.
It's a good thing we brought our Kunjun
kompas
compass along.
Kunjun.
We would have lost all sense of direct.
You think so? I guess it's been a
Tidak mau
worthwhile
perjalanan
trip
ini
then.
tidak sia-sia.
It feels like we're cracking a
Kita cari
criminal
sebelum
case.
kasus
It's a lot of
ini.
fun.
Seru
Be
sekali.
that as it may, we would For fully
Makanan
grown
dewasa
men
seperti
in a
kerasukan bisa
trance-like
diterima.
state,
Berikut undang
walking
dari
ceaselessly
seorang
day
pria
and
anak
night
kecil
over
informasi biasa.
hills.
Oh, you're quite right, Mr. Zhongli.
That's not all. Our scholar was attacked by Geovicious hatchlings. But the level, we have encountered many clues along the way. So far, the miners headed in the direction of Nantianmen the day before.
Great! No time to lose!
I left a mark in the vicinity just now. If Uncle Dai does pass through here, it should got.
Clever thinking.
Oke. Lanjut. Selesai. Mau kemana kita? Anjir. 500 meter, setengah kilo dong. Jauh amat, ya kan? Ya langsung lah. Pakai dulu. Wait. Kenapa ini? Oke, salah. Ada yang tergeletak, guys.
Hey! Over here on the ground! Is this one of the missing...
There's a basket lying
Ada
here
yang
too.
tergeletak di sini.
This must be one of the
Milik salah satu
miners.
penambang.
Hey! Hello?
Judging by his appearance, he must have collapsed.
Should we wake him up?
I can still dig.
Sounds like he's whispering something.
It seems that he thinks he still has work to do. There's a camp nearby. We should take him there and monitor his condition before deciding.
Mana gitu? Oh, di sini.
Time to act.
Kemahnya sederhana banget ya. Gak ketutup gitu.
How is he? He won't die, right?
He's worked himself into a stupor. Thankfully, he's not in serious danger.
Paimon heard him talking about digging for something.
It's certainly a possibility.
Aneh sekali.
It looks like there's something in his... Are these ore fragments?
Anjir, ini langsung.
I just witnessed the memories within these ore fragments. This person brought these fragments out of the mine. He's one of the 4 that we're searching for.
How he came to be here is what we need to understand.
So he was kidnapped and then abandoned here. But if they didn't need him, why bring him all the way out here?
Unless something happened. Something that led him to fall.
Ugh. Paimon's had enough. This is too mysterious.
Oh, wait a moment. Seeing these fragments has jogged my memory. I have something.
What is it? Ooh, is it a present?
Something for us?
As I mentioned, before I met Uncle Dai, I was in a daze. After setting out with you on this cape, I was so happy when Uncle Dai enlisted you to help. I would never have managed to track down these clues. These are some crystals that I bought from the market. Not any old crystals, mind you. This purity is extraordinarily
Setiap
rare.
orang dapat satu.
One for each of you.
Nggak usah
A
catat.
memory, if you will.
Anjir,
It's beautiful.
warnanya bebas aja
Oh,
berputar.
and the colors change as you turn it. It's like a different crystal from each angle.
But of course, take it. And this one is for Mr. Shangli. Huh? Is something wrong?
On the contrary. I just hadn't anticipated, but thank you.
I'm pleased you like them. It's nice to be able to give a gift that others can appreciate. Oh, I see more rocks over there. You should all get some rest. I'm going to scan the surroundings. Perhaps they're...
You sure like rocks, huh, Kun?
Ores are the crystals of the earth, the sediment of time itself. I feel it. Get some rest and call me when you're ready to set off. I won't be far.
Rest easy. I surveyed the area. There's... Oh, however, there is some...
Huh? What's with the sea?
Traveler. Does dragon...
You mean the ore that Kunjun's looking for? What's so...
Dragonfall is an incredibly rare ore used in forging.
Kristal biasa.
The majority of regular crystals are for...
Elemental reactions can produce material objects?
Indeed they can. How Dragonfall first emerged in the midst of a great battle, thousands of years ago. Powerful clashes of elemental energy gave birth to elemental crystals. When the fighting ceased, these geological remnants were miraculously preserved.
Cool.
And yet they are crystal creations all the same. Few and far between, relatively unknown. A few hundred years ago, they were virtually mined into obscurity. Why is it then that a citizen of Liyue now wishes to strike upon ore that has long since vanished from the earth?
Yeah, if he knows of its existence, surely he knows all of it's already been mined. Weird. Paimon doesn't get it.
There are those in the mining trade who retain a keen interest in Dragonfall. But for someone like Mr. Kunjun, whose motivations for seeking it are unclear even unto himself, it's practically unheard of.
Mungkin dia ada maksud tersembunyi.
Ulterior motives? Is he a villain?
A conclusion that is presently impossible to reach. We must watch and wait. Don't forget, rescuing those miners is the primary objective. As for anything else, sooner or later the tide will reveal the lie of the land. We're drawing closer to our goal. I believe we should continue to follow this. When you're well rested, call Mr. Kunjun over to us. We should ensure this miner is settled here at the camp. Once we've brought this matter to a close, we can return and attend to him.
Oke. Selesai, sebab biji batu tulang kan. Oke. Kita dapat Heroes Wheat. Pakai aja langsung. Biar levelnya up semua ya. Setelah itu kita lanjut.
Body and mind. Bablas. Web kode nge-lag mate. Anjir. Nge-lag. Oh iya, abang anjir. Ingin juga nge-lag, ding.
No problem. I'm done here.
Spek.
Any results, Mr. Kunjun?
Kok gak bisa? Apa kok gak bisa ya?
There are many
Bisa
beautiful
apa?
rocks here, but nothing out of the ordinary. I couldn't find any clues. Then again, the memories of ore can shift with the passage of time and the changing of the environment.
Apa ada petanya?
Difficult to say.
Aku tidak yakin, tapi aku merasa kalau batu-batu hanya bisa mengingat kejadian yang belum lama terjadi.
So there's never any ancient
Kasih apa ini? Kasih
Rocks
apa?
endure, but
Kelihatan.
as eons pass, their
Kasih
memories are erased.
apa?
Those memories that survive are rooted in powerful emotion
Bot.
or thought.
Oh alah bot. Masih
That makes sense. It is the same for people.
viewernya masih berapa? Udah kasih
Let's
bot
keep
nih.
going.
Ya ntar kalau viewernya banyak gitu kan. Oke, kita pergi ke pohon kuno. Pohon kuno ini pohon yang bisa nyala guys tuh. Bisa nyala kan? Bisa nyala. And then what should I do? Here? Where? Oh.
Wow,
Sekali
such
pohon
an
ini.
immense tree.
And there's so many mysterious looking crystals up there too.
This ancient tree. Let's conduct separate investigations. I'll take that area.
Oke, hati-hati.
All right then.
Kunjun, can you see anything worth investigating?
Well, there is this stone tablet here.
Doesn't seem very interesting. Paimon's gonna.
Huh. It's worth a try, surely. Let me see.
Apa, ada apa? Langsung
What's
tercerahkan.
this?
Hey, what's wrong?
Just a bit lightheaded. It's past. Not.
Langsung dapat pencerahan guys, langsung dapat wangsit nih.
Over there. Why don't you climb the tree and have a look?
Ya? Kamu yakin ada petunjuk?
If you don't try, you won't know. Anyway, you'll be able to get a good.
Oke, that's a good point.
Oh,
Belum begitu.
When has Paimon ever come up with a bad idea? Wait a minute. Paimon can fly. All right, Paimon will go. You
Oh,
wait
yeah, yeah.
here. Paimon will.
All of you, come here.
Xiangli's voice came from.
Oke.
Quick, let's go see. Maybe he found
Si
another
apa nonton
way
Netflix nah. Netflix semangat live. Oke, terima kasih udah menonton dari web coding beginner. Cek webnya guys, yaitu
This has been newly dug. It would appear our answer
oh
is
ya,
up
dan
ahead.
jangan lupa juga bisa pesan web di bakulkarya.com.
Is that a voice coming from the tunnel?
Pesan pembuatan web,
First.
landing page dan lain-lain. Kok ada suara datang? Oke, kita lanjut. Kok ada suara datang dari terowongan? Ih, kalian maju duluan ya.
Compose yourselves. I will lead us in.
Karena aku akan memimpin jalan.
There is an unusual presence emanating from inside the tunnel.
Saya mencilkan.
Prepare yourself.
Oke, kita akan gelut-gelut guys. Kita akan bentrok. Ada terowongan di situ. Perasaan dulu keliling-keliling nggak pernah kelihatan ada terowongan. Oke, apa ini? Shot. Ada scene.
The missing miners are here. What are they digging for?
I'm afraid that this old tunnel is the fruit of their shameless labor.
Oh, alah. Jadi ini ceritanya membuat terowongan.
Has it been there all along?
Digging a tunnel to this ancient city.
Itu segel kuning ini.
Had they not been
Kalau
discovered,
tidak ketemu.
they would undoubtedly persevere until their gate.
Pasukan.
So behind the seal, there's.
Anjir. Lo, ngomong ngamuk. Bro. Anjir. Keren kan?
What are we doing? We can't hurt them.
Wush. Ya, itu kan anak kecil yang biasanya ya di poni ini sih. Yang biasanya keliling-keliling di sekitar poni ini. Oh, ternyata begitu. Oke. Ternyata dia iblis, guys. Bocil kematian. Dah. Keserap. Masuk dungeon kayaknya ini. Ternyata guys itu bocil kematian. Kita udah pernah bertemu sekitar berapa kali itu ya. Pokoknya pas ngejalanin misi di dekat pohon ini. Dan ternyata dia itu bocil kematian. Wow. What the hell? What is this? Aduh. Segelnya rusak tuh. Shield Rod of Fish Shop. Aduh.
What type of monster is this?
Aduh, pas nggak pakai karakter terkuat. Aduh. Kepulang.
So,
Pas
the
nggak
little
pakai
girl is your
karakter
power
terkuat.
incarnate. But if you recall, H-Dahar, this is not how we intended for events to transpire.
Oh, fucking shit.
Stand clear.
Woi.
A touch of frost.
Matanya langsung sekarang dong.
Solidify.
Absorption test.
Ya lama lah. Ini bukan karakter andalan. Kuat lah.
Ring cutter. No, my sword.
Nggak tahu kok tiba-tiba musuh bos, tiba-tiba bos fight ya. Tombak apa itu guys? Iya, batal sih. Bentar, jadi pause. Fuck.
Time to act.
Belum sabar.
No, my sword. Absorption test. Stay clear. Witness the power of the one.
From whence you came.
Swirl, mark tip.
The fuck. Yes. I'm already facing you. God damn it.
Stabilize.
Rain outlines your fate.
Aduh, dia ke bawah tanah. Udahlah. Sana nih. Shit. No.
If that is what you choose to believe, so be it. He who bears the weight of memory is destined to shoulder the burden of truth, as it ought to be.
Shit. Pas pakai karakter yang nggak terkuat ya enggak. Ayo keluar lu.
Rain outlines your fate.
Flying.
Forth, my blade.
Let me read you a verse. Absorption test.
Spirit blade. Attack.
Rise! Gather!
I will have order.
Ngelopet dah.
Gather!
One with my blade.
No, my sword. Rain outlines your fate. Animal hypostasis simulation. Animal test 6308. Animal test 6308. Time to act. Ring cutter.
Swift and merciful.
Gather!
Sorry guys, agak lama ini. Biasanya sih pakai kecing atau kalau enggak Morax. Ini nama lainnya dari Zhongli ya, Morax atau Rex Lapis. Ya termasuk dewa orang ini. Aduh, jangan sembunyi mulu dong. Udah. Face me.
Order guide you. Stabilize.
Absorption test. Stand clear. Animal test 6308.
A touch of frost. From whence you came.
Swirl, mark 2.
Crumble. Quake.
Absorption test. No, my sword.
There is no atonement for pain. Stabilize.
Aduh.
Witness the power of Guwa. Body and mind.
Udahlah, jangan kabur-kaburan dulu.
I will have order. Experience an eon of suffering.
Solidify.
Absorption test. Stand clear.
One with my blade. Spirit blade.
No, my sword. Rain outlines your fate.
Solidify.
Not absolve you.
Ah fuck. Aduh, tambah mundur. Cek, perisai.
Absorption test. Animal test 60.
Swift and merciful.
Rain cutter.
Order guide
Oke,
you.
jangan. Udah ya. Udah nih. Ini kita dalam segelnya. Nah itu pojok kematiannya.
Morax, 1,000 years after you sealed me underground.
You should call it by its name, Ashtaha.
Asdaha, itu tadi. Maaf guys, tadi gak kebaca soalnya sibuk ngukulin orang Fate.
Fate? So here lies the wisdom of the gods. Destroy all deemed redundant. Enlist tyrants to ravage the wilderness.
Oke.
No. You have forgotten.
That voice!
Ashtaha.
Huh? Kunjun?
Oh. Ini.
Morax. It's been a while.
Oh, ternyata bukan orang biasa guys.
You're
Siapa itu? Kamu?
Ashtaha. The very same.
Esdaha. Ini
During
Esdaha
the
itu.
battle, you imbued us with your power.
Yes. It was
Jadi yang mana ada yang sebenarnya? Oh bukan Kunjun.
Forgive me for concealing the truth, traveler.
Nah, itu baru jelas
There were
satu
things that
baru
only
ini.
allow me to elaborate. I am not Ashtaha the whole.
Oh, jadi kebagi dua, ada yang jahat, ada yang baik gitu ya kan?
Heaven and earth,
Itu kan bumi yin dan
yin
ya
and
kan?
yang,
Oh katanya berlawanan
opposing
konsep.
forces. You can consider the existence of me and the Ashtaha you see there.
Esdaha.
So there are two Ashtahas?
No, it can't be. When the seal loosened, your power manifested in this world as a child. With this new identity, you were able to vent about the forces that suppressed you. But would anyone listen? That's when it occurred to you.
Lemahnya segel
The
membuat
loosening of the
untuk
seal
menyerang balik.
constituted an opportunity to strike back. Kidnapping the miners was all in aid of digging to the entrance to the seal itself. The audacity! Are you insane? If you truly are a part of me, how is it you find yourself I was another power awakened with the loosening of the seal. Too weak to reincarnate, but strong enough to possess a human. I was barely conscious. I couldn't remember who I was. Only the past would elicit a reaction from me. But
I had sensed that something was amiss when you mentioned Dragonfall. Had your power been but a little stronger,
Anjir.
I would have
Pada sejak kamu
recognized.
lebih kuat, aku pasti mengenali.
Don't blame yourself. I have changed beyond all recognition. Only when I touched the stone tablet. It's been so long. A secret beyond all comprehension.
There would be no harm in it. The decision is yours.
Oke, kita lihat film kan
You
ini
haven't
habis.
changed. Then allow me. Ashtaha was once a friend and ally of the Geo-Archon Morax, with a lifespan far exceeding that of mankind. However, that which is derived of the Earth is no more or less than the Earth itself. The memories of rocks do not last long. Those memories that survive are rooted in powerful emotion. But as time passes, so these memories fade into obscurity.
See?
Erosion ground Ashtaha's consciousness into oblivion. Slowly, he forgot the face of his old friend, and his memories of defending Liyue Harbor disintegrated. Ajdaha, now incomplete, became irascible, aggressive.
What would you expect? It was humanity that attacked the ley lines that sustained me.
This much is true, which is why you attacked the chasm, why you waged war against Mora in the beginning, in order to open up new territory and increase production. The citizens of Liyue came to the mountains to mine. Erosion made us even more savage. No matter how we struggled, we lost the ability to coexist with humanity. Morax shared with us some of his power to prevent further erosion. But it was futile. Everything returned, and so we became you. And from your will, I emerged. I am your final contract. Witness the promise between Ajdaha and Morax.
No. No!
No.
I am the remnants of Ajdaha's benevolence. The echo of a contract set in stone. I harbor a willing...
No! It is I, Ajdaha, forged of elemental crystal, bearer of the weight and memories of the earth, older than the mountains and the oceans that
Dirasukin
decide.
dong.
Morax is not an insect.
A lord over insects is nothing but an insect in turn.
You forgot yourself. Nobody held Morax in higher regard than you or I. That which you have forgotten, I hold here in my heart. If you are the memory of the earth, then I am the memory of coexistence. All powers under heaven, rise and fall of land and sea.
A star appears within the wild. Strange. What is this feeling? And all this?
You are spent, and I will soon disappear. Before I do, heed these words. In the wilderness, snow falls on a spring day. In an instant, it will melt.
No, that isn't true. I don't accept this as fate.
Perhaps it isn't, but it remains an inevitable misfortune.
More axe.
Oh, mendramatisir harusnya. Morax.
The little girl vanished.
Gadis kecil itu menghilang. Dia tersekel. Lebih baik dia tererosi.
Are you satisfied, Ajdaha?
I had to make amends. Satisfaction had... So, Morax. You call yourself Zhongli these days?
I do.
Well... I'm afraid old habits die hard. To me, you're Morax.
As you please.
I never did forget your gift of sight.
I hardly lifted a finger. Think nothing of it.
And yet, you could see. You wouldn't know the yearning of a blind dragon, searching for the sun. A pair of eyes, from Morax to Ajdaha. This...
Your power is nearly spent.
Perceptive as always, my friend.
Shall we get going, you and I?
Surely the pressing matter is still that of the miners trapped outside the seal.
Indeed. Hence the need to get going. To fix the damage left in your wake.
Straight down to business as always. Let's go.
Oke guys. Oke, tantangan berhasil. Kita bisa menang loh. Kalian cuma pakai hero hero biasa, hero maksudnya bukan andalan. Oke, udah selesai ya. Banget.
Huh? How did we get here? We need to go back and check on the miners.
So there you are. My men and I found your clues. We found Mao in a tent at the campsite unconscious. It seems... Huh?
Nothing. Pay it no mind. Those 3 miners are over there, in that cave.
Cave?
They're exhausted, but not in danger. Don't...
Right. Well, thank you, all of you. I better go...
So you're taking them back to Liyue Harbor?
That's right.
Can I come with you?
No problem. You rescued my men. I'll be happy to assist all of you in any way I can.
Kunjun, we should be calling you Ajdaha. You're coming back to...
Not I. Merely this body. Once I'm gone, the true owner will accompany the miners back to Liyue. Kunjun hails from a family of famous artisans. He too will be...
You always did have a great admiration for black...
Curious how swords and daggers are aligned. Yet their creators see so much. Perhaps empathy is
Ajdaha, I am no longer the Geo-Archon.
I can sense it.
Today I am just an ordinary citizen of Liyue.
Even you met such a fate. Let's get the difficult part.
No matter. If that day comes to pass, Liyue must prepare itself to face you.
And how will Liyue fare without Rex Lapis?
Even without a god above, this remains a nation of men. I was once their god. I ought to be here to witness their rise and fall.
All life is shaped and then ground away by the endless flow of time. You were always the strongest among us. That's unimportant. Fate is ordained by heaven. Even if our mission had already concluded, it would be cowardly not to strike out on the road of departure. You may live forever, doomed to a lonely existence. Yet, even this is temporary. When you reach the end of time, those people, those past and future relationships predetermined by fate, they will be waiting for you.
I do not pretend to match your rhetoric when it comes to the subject of a life long lived. I fear that the life of an elemental being is longer than any in this world.
Were it not so, you would have killed me long ago, and would not be having to face me again now.
You've brought a smile to my face. When all is said and done, a reunion between old friends is an auspicious occasion.
That day in the chasm, did you hesitate?
Hesitate.
A heart of stone is a heart nonetheless. But I am the god of contracts, and was for a time a god of the people of Liyue.
You chose justice, but did not forsake your kindness. You came to me not as an assassin, and so I was willingly sealed away.
The movements of the Earth Dragon can tremble the earth and shake the heavens. With your abilities, even at my full strength, I struggled to confront you, let alone seal you away.
Hence my inception. Do not forget that I was there with Liyue's founder. The face may have changed, but the content of the contract remains intact. Old friend, god of contracts. I hereby honor our agreement.
Thank you, Ishtaha.
My life is nigh on eternal. I will go on with the infinite flow of time. And you, Morax, you too will live for many a day to come.
You're leaving?
If it is fated, Morax, we will meet again.
Nice. So pingsan tuh.
Yes. Don't be alarmed. He's only asleep.
Whoa, that was so weird. It was like he suddenly became another person.
In fact, we have yet to meet the real
Kita belum bertemu dengan
Kunjun.
Kunjunnya sebenarnya.
He was. Centuries may have passed since then, but events from 1,000 years ago remain crystal clear.
Remain crystal clear. Sangat jelas.
In our last tale, Rex Lapis was walking alone in the mountains. He heard a remote voice, unlike any other, coming from a crack in the earth.
Most of the ancient geo life forms that live below Liyue are blind, having not seen the sunlight for an age.
The voice was sometimes sad and song-like. Other times it was loud and thunderous. The Lord of Geo searched here and there before finally unearthing a strange stone from the bedrock.
That's how Ishtaha was. I answered his wish and took him above ground.
The Lord of Geo took pity on the rock spirit and carved it into a magnificent work of craftsmanship, a vivid representation of a dragon.
I bestowed him with a pair of eyes to see the world and came to an agreement with him.
With his fingers, he made 2 eyes, quicker than words could tell. Lightning flashed and thunder roared, and a living, breathing dragon soared into the clouds.
I agreed to let him live among the people above ground. But if the day ever came when he brought ruin to order, he would once again be sealed in the dark.
The dragon accompanied the Lord of Geo, fighting campaigns alongside him in the 4 corners of the world. We have a saying to eulogize these events. The crash of a spear brought billowing dust. The mountains and waters made way at the sound. The sight of a dragon bestowed with a touch the promise of rainwater blessing the ground.
A 1,000 years ago, Ishtaha attacked the chasm. I tried to obstruct him, fighting him tooth and nail, down the length and breadth of the mine. Finally, I brought him down and sealed him underground. During that battle, Dragonfall was born. Ishtaha could sense the stone. Subconsciously, he wanted to use it to find me. Despite being the victor, I could not claim to be stronger than he. And in his heart, he still retained an ounce of goodwill towards me, towards Liyue, towards life above ground. He was willing to be sealed away, but as the erosion set in, he forgot. Even I cannot avoid it, but there is something I understand better than most. When the door opens, it is time to leave. The greater the power, the greater the danger erosion may bring about. The millennia may come and go, but even a stone may tire.
Jadi itu alasanmu pergi.
Personally sealing away an old friend. This is just one form of erosion I have endured. People abandon and surrender the things
Erosi
they
itu
love to pursue
pengkikisan
the path.
tanah.
Perhaps this is the
Pengikisan batu,
erosion imposed
pengikisan
on
batu.
me by the natural order of this world.
Terjadi
But I was a god of
biasanya
mankind.
karena air, angin,
My identity may
dan sebagainya.
change, but my eyes will bear witness to the history of humanity.
You still care a lot about Liyue.
Call it part of my duty. I must thank you both.
No worries.
Tunggu apa? Oke, menanyakan suatu padamu.
Oh?
Tentang apa?
About what?
Tentang apa?
Oh yeah, Paimon nearly forgot. So, not long ago, we met a guy called Dane. He told us about Conria and the punishment of the gods. That's when we realized that those events were connected to the person we're searching for. Zhongli, you're a god. You've lived through thousands of years of history. Surely you experienced the incident?
Ayo.
I cannot say.
Why? You can't even give us a thread of information? This is so important to us.
I understand. But I must apologize. This is my contract.
Ternyata kita masih disuruh untuk
Another
bertanya-tanya,
past
guys.
grievance? Like the incident with Eshtaha? Too painful to talk about?
It was signed before it all began. I have always honored the contract and kept my silence.
Kita disuruh.
How can you be like that?
You two are friends to me. I can assure it brings me no pleasure to disappoint you. But as the god of contracts, I cannot go back on my
Oke,
word.
menghindari pertanyaan lagi.
Would you be ready to find out?
It appears your understanding of this world continues to grow. There are many events of ages past. Many
Kita
secrets that lie
disuruh
hidden.
untuk
They have been eroded by
bertanya-tanya
time,
lagi.
forgotten by the people.
Biar jadi makin penasaran.
You are capable of finding them and bringing them into the light. Those who come to witness will witness. Those who are born to remember will remember. If you take the same road as that person, there may be more difficulties ahead. But as long as you firmly believe that you are on the right path, everything has meaning.
Oke, sudah selesai guys. Chapter Historia Antiqua. Mantap tuh. Dapat Primogen. Oke, sekarang kita lihat. Sudah terbuka quest Archon-nya. Jadi kita bisa langsung lanjut quest Archon untuk membuka map Inazuma. Oke. Wow, sudah 1,5 jam. Sepertinya kita lanjutkan ke next video aja ya. Terima kasih untuk bagi kalian yang menonton. Terima kasih buat versiku itu Udin ya, web coding beginner khas Pulau Kohar, dan yang lain-lainnya juga mungkin sempat melihat sebentar. Terima kasih untuk kalian semua dan kita akan berjumpa lagi di next video.